guys, it's time for another inspiration board, and today this is what we're working with. So remember, the collaboration is with myself and my arty heart Janine, so make sure you check out the link below to go check out her video. So what I've done, excuse me, is I have collected a few of the materials that I thought would go well with a very neutral tones that I've pulled out of the inspiration board. So I think this is a great way to kind of limit your palette and just get all of the colors together. I've got pastels, I've got paints, I've got distress oxides, I've got all kinds of things. I've got an image that maybe or maybe not I'll use. Today I'm using my cardboard journal that I made, and guys, excuse me, I do have a few of these. Well, I don't have any made for sale, but if you are interested in purchasing one, make sure that you email me or find me on Instagram and message me. But it's really just a fun size to work with, and I don't work in my junk journals, which is what I call these journals that are made of a variety of papers. I don't work with them directly in order. So I just go and kind of get a feel for what I want to do, and that's just the page that I work on. So as you saw, I went in with some of the new pastels in that beautiful like light blue color, and I'm going in with the gel medium because pastels will move on you. Okay, so they will come off, they will move around, and I want to make sure that they stay where I put them. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm just taking that matte gel medium by Deco Arts, and I'm just going to use it to kind of set those pastels. Okay, so now I'm going to go in here. This is some newspaper like tissue paper. I found this at Hobby Lobby in the party supply area, and it just caught my eye because I mean, it was just such a neat pattern, and the tissue paper is just beautiful to work with and collage with because it's so thin. So I'm just randomly placing these, the tissue paper around the page, and I want it to kind of peek out and show through, into the overall piece. So I'm just taking a few of those. I'm using the gel matte medium. You try saying that 10 times fast. Good golly, Miss Molly. Okay, so now that I've got that all gelled down, I'm going to dry it just a little bit, and this is a matte gel medium, so it's not going to dry glossy. It is going to dry with a matte finish, which is what I prefer. And you want to make sure that you always dry really good in between the layers before you go to your next color or your next step. It also gives me a little time to kind of think about what colors or what materials do I want to use. And then I'm going in here with the Distress Oxide, and that was Spruce. I can't remember. I'm in the other room now doing this voiceover, so I'll try to remember to put it at the bottom there. But Distress Oxides are so forgiving, and they do activate with water. And so I'm just using that to kind of get some of the rich, darker gray blue colors. And then I'm going to go in with the I think that's Antique Linen. Oh, I'm really enjoying the colors as they're coming through with that inspiration palette that we have. And I'm going to link that up in the corner for you guys, so you can kind of look at it as I'm going through this and kind of getting a feel for what you want to do. Because, yeah, guys, every time that we do these, we're challenging you to grab your supplies, use the board that we create, and share those pages that you make as well. It's amazing to me how often so many of our pages end up different, even though we're using the same inspiration board. That makes it a little fun, I think. So now I'm just going in with my palette knife and the gesso. I'm going to zoom in really close for you guys so you can see. A dab does it when you are just wanting to kind of skip across and create some texture. And I'm pulling that texture and that look through those waves. If you see the waves in the inspiration board, the white caps of those waves kind of reminded me of the gesso. The waves and the clouds both. That is two of the pictures that were on there that kind of really gave me that vibe for the white caps and the color of the gesso. So now I'm just tinkering a little bit with some of the rusty fabric that I had. I had a vintage handkerchief that I had torn that was in this very lusciously colored mince green blue, which I thought just really went very well. And then I just collaged some of the bits of the coffee dyed paper. And then that was a little piece of handmade paper that had like a little bit of like leaves or something, I think. And I pulled that from that photo too that has the leaves in it. And then I had these girls that I just haven't found the perfect page for. And I felt like they were, they just looked like they had been at the beach. Their hair was kind of tousled. Their shirts kind of went with the wind. And it kind of reminded me of this inspiration board. And I thought they would make a beautiful focal point for us in this. So I am going to use these cuties that we got here, and I am also going to go ahead and attach the handkerchief, and then I'm taking a little bit of thread here in like a golden color, and I'm going to attach it with my stapler to the edge of the page. Now I love for things to hang off of the pages. I just love it. And so I want, when the cardboard contrast cover with the edge of that really soft, mingly handkerchief right there. Oh, I just love it. Okay. So as you see, I just take my Oohoo glue stick and I glue these little cutie pies down. And then I'm tinkering with because I cut their feet off because it was like a little grass at the bottom, and I did not want that green to show through. So I'm kind of tinkering, and sorry guys, I got off camera here, but I'm kind of tinkering with what to put at the base of their feet to kind of ground the page, but also there again letting that little bit hang off, and also utilizing the textures. And right there, I was trying to tack down this little strings, but I ended up, the stapler didn't work, and then I ended up out of the corner of my eye, I saw some cheesecloth that I had tea-dyed, rust-dyed, something. I did something with that cheesecloth that made it just really yummy and grungy, and so I'm going to use that. And then I realized, guys, well, hello Tiffany, you're all off camera, people can't see you. So I finally grab it and put it back on, but I'm going in there with a little of the heavy gel medium and I'm just creating that little bit of texture off of the edge of the page there, like they are standing in that kind of grassy stuff. Oh Lord, sometimes the words I use, it just cracks me up. Alright, and then I had some of those Tim Holtz little pokey things, and so I judged around with that. And then I took some vintage paper that had a little coffee dye or tea dye or something look to it, and I typed out a little saying there. And it ends up saying, guys, sometimes sand, water, sunshine, and good company are all you really need. I thought it went perfect for these little girls, little friends here. And it also went with our kind of beachy vibe. And I'm just going around with some charcoal and a smudger to try to create a little tiny bit of shadow in the background to make them really pop off the screen. I'm just going to simply glue this little quote that I typed out in my vintage typewriter and add a little masking tape to the top, grunge it up just a tiny bit with this blending stump there. And this page is pretty much done, guys. I hope you really enjoyed today's video, and make sure that you tag us when you use this inspiration board. Until next time, toodaloo!